Alrighty, so let's jump into the blackout settings that I have since somebody requested it. Now, I do run always 1000 hertz. It just depends on your mouse, how many you're outputting. And on my mouse, I am using a 12,000 dpi. Now, for all of my settings that I end up showing on my YouTube, I always use 12,000 dpi. So let's jump into that. Pick any color that you want and press any button that you want to activate it, since you have different configurations, I'm guessing. For hip aim, I have a 6.50. Ballistic curve will be default. Synchronized comment, smoothing 2, Y and X 1. Steady aim, it's a 9.1, and a boost will be that's should be 100. I guess I pressed it. Now I'll explain why I have steady aim as 9.1. If you do not have steady aim and boost available on your XIM APEX configuration application, that's because you don't have the XIM APEX beta, and I'll leave the link in description. It's way better than the regular one. For button layout, it's always the same with me. I had to switch it up a little bit though. Melee, sprint, use equipment, heal, and reload will be always on my mouse. Now, the only thing that I did switch that I have to get used to will be the scroll up to change weapons. So I used my wheel to switch the weapons whenever I feel like it. Inventory up, down, right, left, default. Main menu, scoreboard, guide, and shared. That's basically what I always use, so I always switch it to that setting. That's basically my preference. Analogs, default, didn't touch that, so let's swipe to the right. And for this, I decreased it by 24 since I'm always used to the whole delay thing, 200. Aim downside will be a 4. Ballistic curve, default. Synchronized will be comment, smoothing will be 2, Y and X is 1, steady aim is a 9.1, and boost will be 100. Now the reason that I use a steady aim of 9.1 is because you never know which weapon you're getting. You could get the best weapon with the best recoil, and you never use the steady aim, or you could go ahead and drop and get the most shittiest one, which would be like the Spitfire or the Cordite. So this will balance it out. Now let's say if you drop and you get a Cordite, accuracy will be super good, not in longer range distance of course, but in a mid or close up thing, you're gonna have the advantage of having steady aim. Now if you end up getting like a ICR, it's still gonna help it out. So it's a win-win situation when you have steady aim as 9.1. Now let's swipe, and I did edit this thing. So once I press the key button E, will activate my sensibility to go up all the way to 49. But you have to maintain it pushed so it could still be activated at all times. So this is the only reason that I did this, is because when you're dropping or you're using a vehicle, you need a little bit more of a sensibility to move around, fly or drive around, than having a 6.50. I believe so. Let's see. Yeah, a 6.50. So this will increase your sensibility, which will make it more easier to drive, use helicopters, use those little RCs that have little cameras. So basically just go ahead and whichever button you feel more comfortable. If you want to put it as a button on your mouse, that's great. If you want to keep it as E, then whatever works for you. But I recommend a sensibility of 49. That's what worked for me. But like I said, this profile is still on work. I just decided to do one, so you could have an idea, maybe tweak that out a little bit, help you out. And yeah, so leave a comment if you want a certain weapon, because I do tend to have different profiles for each weapon. Not all of them have the same recoil, so I have to tweak out a little bit. And yeah, so